Hey, aloha, Tom Gaddis here. And in this video, I'm going to give you a little overview of the Lazy Agency Owners Toolkit, what's in it, talk a little bit about where the info came from. We're going to talk about the best ways to implement this in your business. It's really important that you watch this video all the way through. So where did this toolkit come from? Where did this information come from? Well, first off, it comes from our working agency. We run a agency that crossed the 7-figure mark in 2023. It's located in Hawaii. We market to local businesses in Hawaii. That's the main focus of our agency. And all of the stuff inside the toolkit was pulled directly from that working agency. And really, up until now, the only way to get your hands on that information was to join our high ticket coaching program. We've had hundreds of people go through that program, paying over $12,000 to be a member for a year just to get the standard operating procedures, the SOPs, the very things that you now have in this toolkit. So the information in here is super valuable, and it's all based around what we call the 3 pillars to a successful agency. So the 3 pillars to a successful remote digital marketing agency are client acquisition, systems and processes, and what we call executive leadership, or removing yourself from the business, not being involved in the day-to-day. Now, a lot of people think that you work on these things one at a time, right? Like, oh, we go out and we get clients, and then we get our fulfillment lined up, and then we work on removing ourselves from the business. But that is a terrible plan. It doesn't work. You actually have to work on all 3 of the pillars simultaneously. And inside the Lazy Agency Owner Toolkit, you have standard operating procedures, SOPs, things that will help you get better and execute successfully each of these 3 pillars. First up, you have client acquisition. We're going to show you how we hire a full-time sales rep, how we pay them, how they onboard clients, how they pass them off to the fulfillment team. Then we're going to go over our 3 core services. These are the 3 core services that we use to make over 7 figures in 2023. And then we have a section on becoming the CEO of your agency, how to pre-plan your exit from the day-to-day operations, because probably right now you're doing a lot of stuff that you don't need to be doing or you shouldn't be doing. A lot of people think like, oh, once they get to a certain revenue point that they'll just take themselves out of the business and it'll be easy. It's not. You have to plan way in advance for that to happen. But luckily for you, you've now got the Lazy Agency Owner 7-figure toolkit, and you can start getting that stuff in place right off the bat. So let's see. I talked about where the information came from, what the Lazy Agency are, the 3 pillars. I mentioned a little bit about why you should listen to us, but let's go to the computer. I want to show you a couple of things that might help make this a little more clear. All right, so this is a profit and loss for our agency. This was taken a couple months ago. It's not all the way to December. I think this is January to maybe end of October, I think. So you can see that from January to the end of October, we crossed the 1 million mark in revenue, $1,013,267.30. And the only reason I show you this is to just remind you that, again, this information you have in your possession is coming from a working agency, an agency that's open and operating today. Most of the, quote, gurus and experts out there, they don't even have an agency anymore. They haven't had an agency for years, so they don't really know what's working today. But we do, and you now have it in your possession, our best info that we're using today in our agency. So I just wanted to show you that. And then I wanted to kind of give you a view of what our ultimate goal is here. So on the screen, this is our sales onboarding fulfillment process. We call it the SOF, right? So this is the entire process from no client to revenue coming into the agency. So we have a full-time sales rep that handles these first 3 parts. They prospect, they identify potential clients to bring into the agency. They go out, they sell them, they close the deal, right? They send the client a welcome email. It's then handed off to our account coordinator. This is the onboarding process. And you actually have in your possession SOPs for each step of this process, right? So this is the onboarding section. We get the client onboarded successfully. This is where a lot of people struggle and create additional problems for themselves, because if you don't properly onboard your clients, you'll be missing information. It'll just be a nightmare back and forth and super frustrating. The client will get expectations that aren't accurate. So correct onboarding, really important. You now have those step-by-step processes in your hand. Then the account coordinator gets with the project coordinator who handles the fulfillment side, right? The 3 core services that we're doing. Again, you have our SOPs for these 3 core services. And then the funnel goes off. And I really show you this. We have an operations department, executive leadership, that then, holds the team accountable, checks up on them, makes sure the billing is correct, all those things. I show you all this to point out that it can be done, right? Like, you can have a remote digital agency and you don't have to be involved in the day-to-day operations. You can be an actual business owner. And, this agency does over 7 figures. We have very good profit margins because the processes and systems we have worked out make that happen, right? Now you have those exact things in your possession. So what's the best way to get some traction with what you're doing here? Well, you might want to think about, what's the area you're struggling with most in your business? Again, your goal is to work on all 3 pillars simultaneously, but if client acquisition and onboarding is a real issue for you there, you might want to start there. If fulfillment is your issue, I know a lot of people struggle. They don't have confidence in their ability to fulfill, or they think they're the only person that can do the fulfillment side of things. Then you'll want to start with the 3 core services and the fulfillment side. If it's that you're just doing everything yourself, right? Like, you've got clients, you've got your fulfillment down, but you're just working 24/7 nonstop, then you're going to want to start with the section on becoming the CEO of your agency. That will give you some good guidance on how to start to remove yourself from the business. And again, along the way, we are here to help and support you. So inside our high ticket coaching program, Remote Millionaires, that's exactly what we do. We just help people implement the 3 pillars of a successful agency, right? So you don't need to do that though, right? You've got the Lazy Agency Owner Toolkit. You've got us. You've got our team. If you have questions, you can ask them in the Facebook group. Have you joined the Facebook group yet? If you haven't, make sure you go do that. And you can always email our support, offlinesharks.com/support. Our hope is that you're going to implement these SOPs you have in this toolkit. You're going to get results, and you are going to want to have us help you even further. Maybe even help you get from that 60,000, 50,000 mark to the 6-figure mark, to the multiple 6-figure mark. Maybe you even want to go all the way to 7 figures. Well, we've been there. We've done that. We can help you do that. If you're interested in that, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to have a discussion and see if it's a good fit. All right, look, I'm going to end this video now. Thanks again for picking up the Lazy Agency Owners Toolkit. Get in, take action. That's the important part. Take action and implement, and I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.